Hello, Aries. Welcome to your 2019 energy card reading. So, what this is going to look like is I am going to give a 12-month projection of just the energy flow throughout the year. Then we're going to go over your love projections, abundance, and then career and success and fulfillment, life purpose, all that kind of good stuff. It is such a gloomy morning. I have my coffee. I just needed it today. I mean, I need it every day, but typically I drink it by the time I start doing this kind of stuff, but we just need a little extra boost today. So I just want to give the disclaimer that this is an overall reading. It's a collective reading. Some of the cards that come up come for one person in particular. I don't know if you've ever listened to a reading on YouTube and felt like they were talking to you. They probably were, to be honest. Often the cards will give general messages, but there will be very poignant, specific messages that come through for specific people. So if something resonates very deeply, then pay attention to that. If something doesn't resonate, don't try and make it resonate because it's just not for you. Plain and simple. If you are interested in getting your own personal reading for the year or an energy clearing to start in 2019, I am a distance Reiki practitioner. I'm a Reiki master and also a card reader. So I will put the link to my website below. You can also get a free 30-minute energy healing download on my website. So if you're interested in that, I've heard people really enjoy it. A lot of people use it to go to sleep, and it really helps. So, okay, let's get started with your energy reading. My name is Rachel, by the way. For those of you who are new to my channel, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy it, then feel free to like and subscribe and tell me what you think. Okay, so we're starting January off, and you got the woman holding the heart. Now, this can mean multiple things. This can mean that you are aligning back with your heart and you're starting to listen to it when it comes to like what you're going to do next, right? And this can be relationships. This can be opening your heart to a new relationship. This can be a new career path. This could be just kind of taking a step back and saying, what do I want to do? I've been living my life so far based on what? Was it conditioning? Was it what I thought I should do? And the beginning of this year gives you a bit of a reset, Aries, and you're dropping down into your heart and you're starting to listen to it. So let's see what the rest of the cards tell us, because we can see how you dropping down into your heart, opening your heart, starting to listen from this place, like just not giving a flying flip about the things you should do or, you know, how others might perceive you or judge you, like how coming from that attitude of just like self-love and this is why I know it's good for me. We'll see how this affects the rest of the year. But what a beautiful way to start off. Okay, the second card for the month of February is action. There's going to be an action that you're going to take after you figure out what it is that truly resonates with you. So by February, you're ready to start taking action. And again, this can be on so many levels. Like this can be action to progress in a relationship. This can be action towards a new career path. I'm seeing that for a lot of you, Aries. And the action card is number 17. And the first card, the woman holding the heart, is number 44, which are two very powerful numbers when it comes to numerology and angel numbers. 44 is coming to tell you that all will be well. So when you drop down into your heart and you make a decision, you're going to be protected. It's going to be the right decision for you at this moment. So just trust that. And then 17 is on the action card, which means that it's like a spiritually guided action that you're taking. This is coming from your intuition. It's coming from your higher guidance. It's coming from what you really are here to do, honestly. And again, it goes across the board. Okay, let's see what's next for March. Oh, this is going to be a good year for you, Aries. It really is. I'm really feeling like that from these cards. For the month of March, you got the door to personal healing and happiness. By dropping down into your heart, by taking action based on that, you are opening up a new chapter in your life. And that's kind of how I feel 2019 is going to be for you, Aries. It's a new chapter. And I'm also getting the guidance to let it play out. So remember, Aries, that this is over the course of 3 months. Now, time is not linear. It does not have to pan out exactly this way. However, you know, Aries, you're fiery. You're a fire sign. You like to jump into things. And so these coming over the course of 3 months is telling you that there is a progression to this. And just be patient. So don't expect to be here, the door to personal healing, come January 1st. You know, you have to take these steps and just kind of flow with where the energy is really taking you on this journey. So I just got the guidance just to give that little disclaimer because, you know, I love my fire signs. I really do. But sometimes your fiery energy causes you to jump in, and if something doesn't work out, you're like, okay, what the hell? Guess that wasn't for me. You know what I mean? So there's a progression. There's like a 3 month, the first part of the year, that first quarter of the year is going to be all about that. And what a beautiful new chapter. It's about beginning this new chapter. You're just opening up the book. Actually, I feel like it's a new book. It's not even a new chapter. You in the month of January, you're like at the bookstore figuring out what it is. The month of February, you're kind of pulling it off the shelf, you're deciding to buy it, and then come March, you're reading through it and you're really seeing that transformation is what I'm feeling from these cards. So let's look at the beginning of, so this is April, so towards the beginning of spring, and you got the Thinking Man. Now this can be multiple, this can mean multiple things for you, Aries. You know, in this picture, he is holding onto a crystal and he's looking at it. I'm feeling like you're opening up this new chapter, and come the beginning of springtime, it's going to be twofold. You're going to be more in a strategizing mode of like, hey, what's next? But you could also, along with this, can come the doubts. It can come like you want to see into the future. You want to look into that crystal ball to make sure you're on the right path, and you're just not going to know the answer, and you just have to trust. Like all of this was this new chapter, and of course, when we start a new chapter and we actually progress along it, then there is that second guessing. There is that wanting to know, like, where am I going here, right? But the cards are kind of cautioning you to like not try to figure everything out and just to trust that this is the right path for you. So let's see what May brings. Okay. This makes sense now. You got the walking away card. You're going to be walking away from something in early spring. And I think that's where this thinking card is coming from. And that makes sense with the walking away. Like you're going to be thinking you want to know the answers because you don't know if you should walk away. You're beginning the new chapter the first few months. And then by spring, you're ready to take maybe physical action and walk away from things that do not serve you, that just aren't in alignment with you. But this can be scary. This can be scary. This can be like, what if, you know, I'm taking this leap of faith. What if it doesn't work out? And that's where this thinking man is coming in. He so wants to know the future. You just want to know, like, it's going to be okay. And, you know, Aries, I know that you can be spontaneous with some things, but there's other things where it's like, you just want to know, you know, like, it's not like, Aries gets the reputation of being like super childlike, like not wanting to grow up and just kind of wanting to see where things lead. Tune into that. Tune into that part of you during the beginning of spring, during that April, May, because that's going to help you. Now, on the other end of that, there can be a lot of fearful energy, right? So you want to tune into your beautiful Aries traits, that childlike optimism, that's just like, hey, let's see where this goes. Because you're going to be starting something new. And I also got just now the intuition, I know this is going to come off as super confusing because it's going to contradict what I just said. So I feel like this message is meant for like 1 or 2 people watching this. Think before you walk away. And this could be like, I feel like this could be something, like this could be twofold. There could be something that you're ready to walk away from and you're being encouraged to go with the flow of the energy. There could be something else in your life that you're like, maybe you're in your head saying like, I'm just going to start completely new. And the cards could be saying, think about it first. Like, yes, you could be ready for a new chapter in one aspect. Maybe that's career. But maybe you don't want to move your whole life across the country, leave all your friends and family, ditch your relationship. Like, you might not be walking away from everything. Trust and just kind of pay attention to how you're feeling, the intuitions that you're getting around this time. There is going to be closing of one door and opening up of another, but you do not have to close all the doors in order to do that. Okay, so let's see what June says. Okay, so you got happy family, anxiety, and the Magician. The Magician is all about transforming something, an energy that is not serving you, like anxiety, into one that does serve you, like this happiness, this contentment. Now this anxiety card, you can see that she's sitting there worrying and there's a storm outside, but on the inside, like, she's really safe. It's not the storm, if you can see in this picture, and I know there's a glare, it's moving away from her. But she'll just put herself right back in it with this anxiety because it's going to be like this storm in her mind. But the storm's out there, it's passing. She's the one who's just like, she can't see that it's passing because she is looking down, she's so in her head. But if she would just look up, look out the window, she'd be like, oh, it's just passing. I mean, it's fine. And I feel like that's where this alchemy card comes in, this Magician card. Like, you have the power to transform. Like, this whole year is such a transformative process for you. Recognize the power that you have. And I feel like your power really lies in your ability to flow with the energy, to just go with it this year, right? Your main chakra is your sacral chakra. That is it's even though you're a fire sign, that's the chakra of water. It's very fluid. That's where that's where the childlike optimism comes in, but that's where the inner child pain also can interfere with things. So there might be something, an old hurt that gets triggered. And I'm not trying to say this to scare you. It could be involving your family. It could just be from old family wounds. Just something that gets triggered around your inner child. And you have a decision here. You can get kind of stuck in your own head, in that own anxiety, or you can transcend it. And you can heal. You can heal that part of you. And maybe this might be you worrying about if the people in your life are going to accept you from making these changes. But again, like, because there's just two ends of the coin, like you just have a choice here. And the cards are telling you that it's all going to be okay. In the long run, it's all going to be okay. Trust that. Trust that. Any change, especially if you're going a bit against the grain, elicits some fear. It triggers some of that past pain stuff, some of that, like, people aren't going to accept me. Am I good enough for this? It's going to trigger some of that for you. But you have a beautiful ability, Aries, to flow with it. You're not like a stubborn, well, you can be a little stubborn. I'm a Taurus, so I can say that because I'm the most stubborn sign. But I'm saying you have more of a natural ability to just flow with it than like a Taurus does, than an Earth sign does, who's like, put our heels in the ground, like, nope, this is where I'm staying. Like, you have that ability to transcend, to alchemize the situation, the energy of this situation, and you do this by simply going with the flow, keeping that optimism, and knowing that you're on the right track. So that makes sense that those cards would come up right after this huge new chapter, walking away. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Okay, so a lot of things came up for July. Okay, so I feel like there is a little more of this healing going on here. There's a little more of something that you had to push through because, so the card that you got on top, 4 cards came out. It's the Temple Path. And the Temple Path means, in this reading, your life path. Like, what is for your highest and best good. You then got financial constraints and deceit. But you know what's on the bottom? Man holding a coin. Abundance. So, there could be a time, along with this anxiety, and remember, you have control over this. You have control with your mindset, with your energy, to shift these energies that are going on. But what the cards are coming to tell you is you're following the right path. But then either somebody from your life in your outside world is going to come and tell you that no, you're not. They're going to cause you to doubt, or your own thoughts are going to cause you to doubt. And the main doubt for you is going to be around finances. You're going to feel like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Like, what did I do? I just made a terrible mistake. But underneath this deceit that you will be feeling, either you will be deceiving yourself and thinking that you're not going to be able to do it, or somebody else, something somebody else says is going to be deceiving you. This is not meant as, they're not going to be purposely deceiving you. I don't feel that. I feel like they're thinking they're looking out for your best interest, but they don't know your best interest because they're not coming from their higher intuition. So they're never going to understand these moves that you're making. But underneath all of it, sandwich, the two ends of the bread are following your path leads to this abundance, man holding a coin. It's all going to be okay financially. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in this deceit, this deceitful thinking. Don't get caught up in this anxiety. They're both those cards are red. Red always reminds me of the root chakra, because that's the color of the root chakra. The root chakra is all about security in the material world. There's something that's making you feel insecure that's going on in your outside. However, you can find your security areas by going within, and that is where you need to be. So let's see what happens next. Okay. Blossoming abundance, victory, and yin and yang. This is coming to tell you that if you can get past these little hurdles, then you are going to see things materialize in your outside world. And it comes from tuning in with your higher knowing, just by like at the very beginning of the year, going with your heart, tuning in with what you truly want. And you're going to have to keep this energy all year round. All year long, you are going to have to come from that place, from your heart, from your crown chakra, your higher knowing, just knowing that this is the right path for you. Others aren't going to get it. Old inner child pain, old conditioning might come up. But by the end of summer, you're going to start seeing things panning out physically. This is also a card to remind you, the yin and yang energy is also a card to remind you to keep your energy balanced within you. And I feel like for this reading, it's so much about like just knowing who you are, knowing what you're doing, but also balancing it between knowing when to take action going forward and knowing when to just kind of step back, check in with yourself. Finding that balance is going to be very important as you're actually moving forward and seeing things materialize. The card that you got for September is another abundance card. It's a woman holding a coin. So, the summer, wait, that's not the right card. The summer is going to be very much about finding this energy balance within you. The yin and yang is about masculine and feminine energy. There are more masculine ways to earn finances, and there's more feminine ways, and you're being encouraged to do both. And let me explain that to you. Masculine is about action. You have to take action. You have to be sure of yourself. That's a masculine energy, this like confidence, this knowing and stepping into the world and saying, this is what I'm going to do. The feminine energy is you. This is your essence. And this is talking if you're a man or a woman, like these are just energies. And so if you are, it doesn't matter your sex or gender whenever you think about energies. We both have masculine and feminine energies in us. So the masculine is taking action. The woman, that's not the woman, sorry about that. The feminine energy is all about being in your essence, being who you are. Now, if you are more masculine or more feminine in nature, then you might rely more heavily on one of these energies, and that's fine. That's going to work for you, but you're being encouraged to just really balance them out. So there will be times for action, but there will also be times where you need to just tune in with yourself, because who you are naturally is going to attract this abundance to you, what your natural gifts are, just your personality. People are going to be naturally attracted to you the more you're able to tune in and come from that authentic place and not allowing others anymore to tell you who you are, what you should do, what you should like. So that's really what the masculine and feminine abundance cards and the yin and yang are coming to tell you. Take action when action is necessary. You'll know, but do so from a very genuine place of knowing who you are, what your gifts are. And just, like that, this woman holding a heart, like that self-love, like loving who you are. You're a unique person. Only you is going to be able to go along this path in this certain way. Just owning that. Okay, let's get into fall. Okay, so for October, you got the appreciation card, the world card, and don't be nervous about this, the broken heart card. So the appreciation goes along exactly with what I was just talking about. It is people appreciating you for who you are. The right people will appreciate you for who you are. They're going to be proud of you for what you're doing. If you concern yourself too much with the people or if you become too focused on anybody who is not supportive of you, that's how we get into like the broken heart. We can't be, this year, Aries, you can't be worrying about anybody but yourself. And I know that sounds selfish. And that doesn't mean that you don't take into consideration like You want to come from a place of love, of course, with people in your life, but at the same time, you cannot value them more than yourself. So I feel like you might be a little worried that you're breaking somebody's heart, but the World card comes to tell you that there's a bigger picture. Do not only focus on these negative possibilities, these negative aspects. Like, don't focus on anybody else's heart besides your own. Yeah. That's pretty much what these cards are saying. And just appreciate yourself for who you are. Appreciate the people in your life for who they are. But do not, don't put them before yourself anymore. You got the hostilities card next, and what I want to do is pull another card to help me clarify what exactly this hostilities card is talking about. All right, Aries hostility. Please give me a clarifying card for Aries hostility. Give me a clarifying card for Aries hostility. Okay. You got the Sun card. This is all about new beginnings. I was just guided to pull from the top of the deck too. And you got the Patience card. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Towards the end of 2019, Aries, it's been like a whole new chapter. You've been seeing things materialize, but I feel like there may be a bit of a battle either internally or with other people accepting your decisions. Have patience. There's going to be a new beginning. The hostilities, any hostilities within yourself, within others, will pass. Don't jump to any conclusions. Have patience. There is a new beginning. So I feel like anything that's kind of come up along the way throughout this reading, by the end of the year, if you do feel like a little frustrated or defeated at all, the cards are just coming as that reassurance to tell you, like, this is going to pass. It's all going to work out. Don't worry about it. And also, don't drop into... The cards are telling you also, Aries, to have patience and not drop into hostilities towards others. We don't want to drop into like that anger or that frustration or lash out against anybody else because since your main chakra is your sacral chakra, that's kind of the other end of the spectrum, right? You have that childlike optimism, that ability to go with that flow, the ability to be spontaneous. But on the other end, whenever that chakra is negatively triggered, when you're negatively triggered, you can just be like, I'm done. I'm done. Boom. Like, that's the other end of the spontaneity. Like, you don't accept me, you don't like me, screw you, sort of thing. Or, there can be anger or some emotions that are brought up, like a little, like, tantrum almost, like, just wanting to, like, scream, punch a wall or punch a pillow or something. So the cards are really just encouraging you to have patience. And I feel like just throughout the whole journey, you're being encouraged to trust. You're being encouraged to have patience. If you notice any hostilities are being triggered within you, remember that you have the ability, and that's the anxiety card. You have the ability to transform it within yourself. Maybe you want to do some sacral work throughout the year just to help you I'm seeing like lower chakra work for you, honestly. And I know that you're getting a lot of like coming from the heart and more divine guidance, but I'm seeing you kind of working through your lower chakra so you can be very secure in who you are and your decisions, going forward with them and not allowing others to be triggering, others' actions to trigger you in any way. So let's see what the last card is. Goddess of the Moon. This is all about a higher knowing, your intuition, things I was just talking about. This is coming to tell you that everything that you've gone through this year is part of your path. It's helped you learn to trust yourself a lot more. It's helped you tune into your higher guidance a lot more. And by the end of this year, you are going to be able to naturally follow these intuitions that you get without second guessing yourself, without getting angry or irritated. Okay, so let's look at the love reading now. Take a sip of my coffee. All right, so what you got? Oh my gosh. This is a good year for you for love. Wow. Okay. Honeymoon. Wedding. Stay optimistic. You deserve love. So the honeymoon card says, enjoy the bliss of the holiday time together. So this is talking about going away, getting away with a partner, with a loved one. And then it comes right before the wedding card. So what I'm feeling is there's going to be something that causes a deeper commitment in your relationship. Now, if you're already married, the wedding card and the honeymoon card, it's really telling you just get away and enjoy spending time with each other. It's time to walk into the next chapter of your life together. If you are in a relationship, do not discount marriage. Do not discount making a commitment that you feel like you should make, but maybe you've been teetering on it. And know that this is for the whole year. So, there is a time where you're walking away. Walking away can be multiple things. It can be walking away from an unhealthy relationship, knowing that you deserve love, that if you do and you stay optimistic, there's going to be a deeper commitment with somebody. That's for some people. Maybe just one listening to this, I don't know. You can be walking away from maybe a fear of commitment, a fear of opening your heart, some old patterns. This walking away can absolutely be talking about travel. You're walking away from your life for a little bit with your partner just to deepen that connection. And if you do, it's going to be like a catalyst for your relationship. Overall, though, this year is looking really good in terms of love and romance for you. If you're single, then I feel like right at the beginning of the year, there's going to be somebody coming in. And you might want to go on a little trip with them. And just remember the whole time that you deserve love. You are lovable. You are lovable. You have to come from that place. This card came out, it was underneath the deck. So these are the three main cards, and the you are lovable is the foundation for every single one of these. So if you're going to work on one thing in January, dropping down into your heart space, recognizing that you are lovable, you are worthy of this life that you want to live, you're worthy of happiness, you're worthy of joy, you're worthy of good relationships, you're worthy of commitment. And then the rest is going to fall into place, and just kind of go with the flow and allow it. That's a good love reading for you. Okay. So, this is life purpose, your career, and you got speeches and speaking, media, ask for what you want. You're going to be putting yourself out there when it comes to your career. You're going to be reaching out to people. I'm feeling like this could be networking, but I'm also feeling like this could be, since it's a whole new chapter, this could be something completely different where you're having to go out and share your gifts with others. And you're doing that through speaking to others, through connecting with others. The speeches and speaking card says you have an important message to deliver that can help others. So that might be part of your career life purpose for some. For others, it's just about it's just encouraging you to get out there and start talking about what it is that you really want to do. The same with the media card. It says you can reach more people by working with video, audio, print, and online media. Again, for some, if you have been wanting to start a podcast, do a YouTube channel, start a blog, like whatever, get more active on some form of social media, then this card is coming as validation for that. Like, you need to reach people, and this is going to be a great way to reach people. I'm also feeling for some, like, being more active on, like, LinkedIn or social media, connecting and networking with different people. But really, the overall message I'm just getting between these two cards is just putting yourself out there. This new chapter we're never going to be able to get to all of this place, like these places of abundance, if we stay where we are. Part of it is just getting out there and telling people what it is that you do, what it is that you want to do. Just open up. And then the last card you got was ask for what you want. Clear communication with yourself, with God, and with others helps you avoid misunderstandings and speeds up the process of answered prayers. So if you can kind of see, she's like blowing a horn out into the whole town. She is like, hey guys, this is what I want to do. Help me do it. Basically, everything regarding your career this year is encouraging you just to be honest. Be honest with other people. Like, this is what I want to do. Can you help me? I mean, maybe not like that, because nobody likes those people at like networking events, but like not holding yourself back anymore. And it comes first with being honest with yourself, coming from your heart and knowing what you really want. And then once you know what you really want, then you can tell others, then you can share it with the world. But the cards are very much encouraging you. It is time to share with the world, to talk with others. Other people are going to be very influential in your growth this year. Now, it's hard to say how, like you don't know what conversation is going to lead to the next step. So that's why you just really have to put yourself out there, because there's going to be very pivotal people, and it can just be one conversation and they can give you one contact and that can change everything. You know, it doesn't have to be people that are long-standing relationships. I'm seeing you connecting with a lot of different people, not necessarily just like one partner, if that makes sense. So, these are the final cards I'm going to read for you are your abundance cards. And you got unlimited ideas. I feel like that's where we're starting off. I feel like that is the month of January. You might have seen this reading and you're like, oh my gosh, what is it that I do really want to do? The card says your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. Get in touch with yourself. Be honest with yourself. What do you want to do? And then comes the action. This is going to lead to the abundance later on in the year. The cards are just absolutely verifying that. The next card is God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God. Your faith opens the doorway to receive in God. There is no lack or limitation. There is plenty of abundance for all to share. So I feel like this card is coming to remind you during these pivotal moments when you might be walking away and overthinking, when you might be having some anxiety, and I'm really feeling it here, you know that you're on the right path, but then you're just so worried about money, about finances. What the card is coming to tell you during this time is that everything you need is going to be supplied when you're on that right path. Do not allow the fear to block that supply. Trust, 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 trust. You then got clearing debts. I feel like a lot of this is karmic debts. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. This goes so much along with living for yourself and stop worrying about how things were before in the past. Stop worrying about other people's expectations for you. Stop worrying about how other people might judge you, like your own judgments. This year is about clearing these. Any little blip that you might face along the way where you are battling with yourself, where you might be dealing with somebody else, that's helping you clear these debts. And that's where this Magician comes in. It's helping you clear them so that you can, because after the Magician card, and I feel like this is where this clearing really comes in, after this Magician card, you got, and here too, whenever you're staying in your power and you're staying on your path, that's whenever you got 3 abundance cards right in a row. Now you do this different ways. You can physically clear financial debts from your life. I actually have a free video of clearing financial blocks that's 10 minutes long on YouTube, and then I have on my website, there's a 45-minute one that clears them for this lifetime, for past lifetimes, on a spiritual level, on a mental and emotional level. So you can check that out as well. And what I encourage my clients to do is whenever they are physically making any payment, paying a bill, paying off a credit card, whatever it is, balancing their checkbook. I don't think people really do that anymore, but going into your bookkeeping system if you have one and figuring out your finances, to play this energy healing session, because it's going to work on multiple levels. So that is an option. I will link to that below. But much of what you're going through this year, just know that it is clearing a lot of this long-held karma regarding your finances. And the final card you got was Take Divinely Guided Action. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. And I'm just going to leave you with that, because that sums everything up. That sums up your entire year. You're starting something completely new, Aries. This is so exciting for you. I'm wishing you just a beautiful 2019. So much luck. I'll link to everything below if you want any help clearing any debts energetically, if you want your own individual card reading, all that kind of stuff. All right. If you've not yet liked or subscribed and you enjoyed this video, then please do so. And have a beautiful, beautiful year. This is really exciting. I'm very happy for you. Okay. Love and light.